Hey, hi.
Hello.
This is Brian and Christina from Healthy Steps, and today we are here to answer the question that all of our clients always ask us, no matter if they are runners, Ironman participants, if they're homeschooling moms, if they're tennis players or
College students,
high school students.
Yeah.
At some point or other, they always ask us this question, and they ask us, why are my muscles so tight and sore?
Yeah.
A lot of people worry that they've done something wrong.
Yeah.
And some people say, is it just because I'm getting older?
Right.
So we're going to answer that question for you today.
Yeah.
So we have been massage therapists for the past 14 years in sports and rehabilitative massage. And so this is for educational purposes only. We're not medical doctors, so we're not prescribing or treating or diagnosing. This is to help you just learn a little more. And what we love to do is teach foam rolling and self-care skills so you could be active, pain-free, and feel healthy and do what you love to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so Brian, why are our muscles sore?
Okay. Well, it is, you are getting older, but it's not the fact that you're getting older that's causing this. So before we start, I think it's really important that we have a basic understanding of how a muscle works. And I don't want to bore you. I know sometimes people are like, but I think just a basic understanding will make it easier to understand why this stiffness, this tightness, and the soreness is happening to my body, my muscles. Okay?
Ready.
All right, so here we go. So I'm going to hold up a picture. And this is a picture of a muscle, okay? So this is just the one muscle. This is the bone, and this is the tendon. But I think what's important here is I want people to see that your muscle is not just one solid mass. People think of, when I ask them, hey, what do you think a muscle is made of? And they kind of think of it as just, it's just meat, right? But it isn't. It's actually muscle fibers. It's bundles of muscle fibers. So look at this here. You got this is the muscle, but inside that muscle you have all these bundles of fibers, muscle fibers, and this is a bundle, and then inside this bundle is more bundles of muscle fibers on top of more muscle fibers, and then if you look right there, there's actually even smaller muscle fibers. So it's fibers and bundles of fibers and bundles of fibers and bundles of fibers, and that's what makes up the muscle.
Yeah.
And then you were going to say something about the movement of it.
Well, I think you need to explain like what's around all those muscle. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the next step is the fascia. So if you look at this one, you see that this there's a wrapping that goes around each bundle. In fact, right there, if you look close enough, each one of those circles, the white circles, is a sheath that wraps around the bundles. And it actually wraps around each individual muscle fiber. So as we go from bundle to another bundle to another bundle to another bundle, all of that is wrapped in this sheath. They tend to call it, it's like saran wrap, okay? And it's what we call fascia. And fascia wraps around everything in the body. It's pretty amazing stuff, actually. Yeah. But where muscles are concerned, it is what provides the smooth surface for the muscles to contract, those muscle fibers to contract and to elongate. Okay, so since the muscle fiber is wrapped in fascia, the next bundle is wrapped in fascia, the next bundle is wrapped in fascia, all the way to where the whole muscle is, it's wrapped in fascia, and then the whole muscle groups, like your quadriceps, are all wrapped in this fascia. So it needs to be smooth to allow that nice, beautiful contraction and elongation, which is what gives us our movement.
And we always show this, right? That this is the muscle bundles, the muscle fibers working like this. And to help give it that smoothness is the fascia in between.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to show them another picture here. This is going to be a cross section of your lower leg, your calf muscles, okay? The front, not just the calf, but the whole lower leg. And the reason why I want to do that is one, it gives you a better look at the fascia that wraps around it. But the other part of this is how much muscle we have. This is just, actually, let me flip it over. These are your bones in the lower leg. This would be the front of your lower leg, and then this is up here is the back of your lower leg. But there are 11 muscles. This red stuff, that is the muscle. So in the lower calf, we have 11 muscles in a very tight area. And they're all trying to work. They're all trying to contract and elongate, all packed packed in there like this, and then they have to have this nice, beautiful surface, this white stuff here, which is what is allowing them to do that smoothly. So again, this is, I guess we would call it a fairy tale muscle, because none of us have this.
Right.
That's
the ideal.
This is ideal,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were joking because we would say you might find this in a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old, you know, but
Right.
in all of us, that is ancient history.
Okay, so what's going on to make that ancient history? What's happening?
Okay, so life, right? Like we go out, we work out, or maybe we don't work out. Maybe we sit a lot. Maybe we're slouchers. Maybe we're in a car a lot. Maybe our job it could even be construction. We work hard, but we don't have good work posture, right? It can be any of that stuff. We could have injuries. We may have fallen. Maybe we got hurt when we were doing a sport. But all of that daily life, the breaking down of the muscle, the abuse of the muscles have created scar tissue and adhesions. Mm-hmm. So we have microscopic tears, which is just day-to-day use of the muscle. Muscle breaks down. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger, but that creates a scar tissue. And then we can also have something like a tear where maybe we ran too fast and we tore the muscle. That creates scar tissue. So when the healing is completed, we still have scar tissue in there. And then just the day-to-day grind of the muscles, the working, abusing, all that stuff creates adhesions in that fascia, which limits the movement of the muscle. So that smooth fluid surface that should be there, that is here, is no longer there. It's full of stuff that inhibits the fluid movement of the muscle.
Right. Yeah. So after a while, it's not going to be even, right? So you're not going to have that type of motion. It's going to be more like that, right?
Yeah. In any given muscle, you could have 80% of the muscle, 60% of the muscle is not fully online, fully functional.
Right.
And that's a lot,
Yeah.
you know, and as we get older, it can get up to those numbers and even more, you know. I mean, some people have very limited movement.
Yeah.
Who knows what that range is, you know.
And so most of it, I think it's a really important to get that point across, is that most of this is microscopic.
Yes.
That's why you don't feel it immediately.
Right.
And that it accumulates over time.
Yeah.
And then it's once you get the accumulation, that's when you start feeling sore. You don't have that range of motion.
Right. Potential for tears are more.
Right.
Yeah, you're not moving as quick. You not have the endurance that you used to have. The muscle fatigues more.
Yeah.
That is it. And so that is so absolutely right. Is that because a lot of this stuff is microscopic and it accumulates over time. It's not immediate. I mean, I always tell people, if I could take your 45-year-old body and take you back to when you were 6, you would be so horrified at the lack of movement you have, because the change would be staggering. But it's taken so much time. It's just a slow cumulative effect.
Right.
And the body's very good at adapting at it. So yeah, maybe this hurts if I do this, so now I just don't do this. I do this, right? So the body says, okay, well, I'm not going to do something that hurts. Well, eventually everything hurts, right?
Yeah. So when we have a client come, right, and they're getting massage, and we're working those muscles, right, and you're working and you're massaging, what we're doing during that massage is we're breaking up the scar tissue and adhesions. We're helping retrain the muscle, right? But we know that our clients can't come every day for massage.
Yeah, so that's where we've created these courses to teach people how to foam roll.
Right.
But before we do that, I really want you to look at what your muscles probably look like, okay? So, and mine and Christina's, I mean most of us, okay? This is it. So this is maybe a 6-year-old, right? This is what we have. And again, the X's are pretty big, and Christine had made a point when we were talking earlier that it would be more microscopic, but I would literally almost have to cover this thing in black marker to really represent how intense and how tight and how much stuff we have in our muscles. So this is just a good representation. This is what, and I would think a conservative estimate, but this is throughout the muscle. This is a cross section. So this is throughout the whole muscle, and it is throughout your whole entire body. It's in your neck muscles, back muscles, chest muscles,
right.
glute, everything.
Yeah. So and when you think of all the tiny little fibers, right, that have to work together, when you just have a little bit of, I think of sand in a bathing suit, right?
Yes.
Now you're having a lot of different bathing suits and a lot of different pieces of sand or whatever in
everywhere.
there,
Yeah.
and now you're going to affect that movement.
Yeah, there's irritation. That's what causes inflammation. I mean, it's just a downhill spiral.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what we're talking about, this is what we do when we're working on a client, is we're trying to break this stuff out of there. But it's the foam rolling that actually is one of the better tools. I mean, unless you can come to a massage therapist every day, which is great. Yeah, come on in, you know. But most of us can't do that. So it's knowing how to use that foam roller to smoosh and squish and break out all the layers. And most people, when they foam roll, they're only hitting the top surface of it because they're just rolling around on the foam roller. We teach people how to take that tool and get deeper and deeper through all the layers of the stuff and break out as much of it as you can physically break out. Are you ever going to get back to this level here? You know, probably not. But, you know, if we can get 20 years of accumulated stuff out of there, that's a whole lot better. If you're 50 and you move like you're 30, that's a win as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, so that's what we do.
Yes.
That's how we teach foam rolling, and that's our goal when we're teaching foam rolling, is to break that stuff up. Okay?
Yeah, so teach you how to get into this all the different layers, basic, intermediate, and advanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a link above so you can check out our foam rolling classes that we have for you. And then make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us so that you can get new videos coming.
Absolutely.
And then one more thing is don't forget, if you have a question, if you have a muscle question and you want us to answer it, then add that. You know, send us an instant message and we will answer your question.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And just to let you know, we have the classes for athletic adults, high school and collegiate, and we are going to be coming up with active adults, and that is coming very soon.
Okay.
I'm very excited about that. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good day.